All right, tonight's devotion is Facing the Pain. The whole devotional series is Getting Past Your Past. The hardest thing from my past was being around 24, 25 years old and being flooded with all these memories and emotions of being molested by a later on family member when I was about 8 or 9 years old. When it happened, I'm guessing I suppressed all the memories and never even realized it or remembered it ever happening until later on as an adult. And that was tough. I was so mad. I was so confused. I was hurt. And then all these emotions just built up, and I drank more and more. I wasn't the fun guy anymore when I drank. I was just mad. I wanted to take everybody down with me. My emotions were raging all over the place. It was tough. And I hurt a lot of people in those years after that from my anger and outburst and emotions. And I didn't really know what to do or how to do it. The only person that I ever really told for a couple of years was my wife. And I mean, thank God, like she hung in there with me. It wasn't easy for her, and I didn't make it easier on her, because she didn't get any less of the anger than anybody else, if not more. She saw a lot more of my outburst and my rage come out more than anybody else. But she stayed strong, and she still stood by my side and tried to help me and support me. But I didn't know what I did wrong. I didn't know why it happened to me, why God would let something like that happen to me, why my parents didn't know about it, why that person chose to do it to me. Like, just so many questions, and nobody could answer them. Nobody understood. It was always, it's going to be okay, or I'm sorry that happened to you, but are you still coming to the family get together? Yeah, he's going to be there though. Like, it was so many different things. Like, I knew people cared, but it felt like nobody cared. And that was hard. I didn't want to be invited to the Christmas gatherings and the birthday parties and the cookouts that he was going to be at. And they still invited me, which it was so they knew that I was invited, and I didn't feel left out, but I wanted to be left out. I didn't know what I would do being around him. I had so many bad thoughts of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to cause him that pain that he caused me. And I was scared to even be around him, because I knew I wouldn't be able to contain myself. And I didn't want to jeopardize my future with my kids or my wife. And so I had to stay away from those people. My kids stayed away from those family members for a long time. And it messed with relationships. But thankfully, I was finally able, once I got saved and I started studying into the God's Word and basing my relationship around here, I was really able to finally let go of all that stuff from my past and finally really truly be able to forgive and let go of that. And that was the best feeling in the entire world. So I was able to finally face that pain. And I mean, it did so much for me. It did so much for my wife, my kids, my family. Like, as soon as I sent that message to him, letting him know that I no longer held anger or any grievances against him, and that I did forgive him, and I wished him well, and I hope that he found a relationship with God, it was like somebody took 200 pounds of weights and lifted him off my shoulders as soon as I hit send. And I'm not exaggerating. It was the craziest feeling I have ever felt in my entire life. Literally, the weight coming off of my shoulders. It was I'm just gonna be honest, it was magical. That day I came home, I was smiling, I was upbeat, like just that quick. That's how much it changed. So I'm telling you, whatever pain you're holding on to, whatever past you have weighing you down and that's causing you pain that you're holding on to, you've got to work through it. Ask God for help so you can forgive that stuff and let it go and move on. And I'm telling you from experience, I'm not telling you to let go of it and forgive like a lot of people do, not knowing what you're going through. I know what you're going through. I know what you feel. And that's the only way you're ever going to get better. That's the only way you're ever going to be able to be a better person and succeed at any goal you set your mind to, is letting go of that and forgiving the people that did anything to you and going the other way. Now, once you forgive those people, that don't mean you have to rebuild a relationship. Sometimes that's a really bad idea because it could put yourself in a situation of that happening again. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you have to be back with that person or find a relationship with that person again. That means that you are mentally letting yourself move on from that and not holding any grudges or any anger towards those people again. After that, you wash your hands and you can turn around and walk away. After I sent that person that message, I may run into them at a Christmas dinner or something like that. I'll be cordial. I'll say hey and wish them well. That doesn't mean I'm wanting to hang out with them. That doesn't mean that I'm going to go any further than that. I still keep my distance just because I don't want to put myself in a situation, and I still don't want to bring back those old scars. Forgiving and letting go and facing that pain, you're still going to think about it sometimes, and that's going to come over time that you're able to really just completely let go and forget about it. It's not going to happen overnight. The feeling of success and forgiveness and that weight coming off your shoulders, that'll pretty much happen instantly. But mentally, like, you got to work through it, and you've got to keep using God's word to help put you in a better place, to give you more strength, to just keep building yourself, to finally just never think about that stuff again. So I wish you well, and I hope that this segment of getting past your past helps you. It's even just the little bit that I've went over today is already helping me, and it's still that reminder and accountability that I've got to still keep doing this, to keep pushing myself to be better and better every day, to keep pushing myself further away from the past and the pains and the scars. And that's okay. It may take your entire life. You may never be perfect, but you'll be better than what you were yesterday. And that only happens if you face your past and you allow God and His Word to help you through that. So start today. I hope somebody is able to watch this video. Most people only watch my shorts, so this wasn't going to fit in a short, obviously. So if you do end up watching this, I wish you well, and I hope that you're able to get past your past.